I think the thing that makes this particular production different is that the director has thought an awful lot about Don Giovanni's relationship to the society that he lived in, as well as to each one of the 5 or 6 other characters in the opera.
I think the story, the text, and the music all are very universal and very contemporary in their feeling. So part of the desire in terms of the set is to have something that's firmly embedded in the 18th century, but also can look quite contemporary and clean and minimalist, because I think the story is quite modern, and so is the music, really. The frame motif, which there are these framed pieces of art based on Goya, and there's one of David. And there's also a frame on the floor, and there's a frame that hangs in the air. Our meaning for this is the sort of constraints of the 18th century on Don Giovanni, who is a libertine who wants liberty to do whatever he wants to do, and these frames constrain him. I tend to emphasize the sort of act that Don Giovanni is putting on the image, the public image, as being very squeaky clean, almost religious and innocent and pure. That's his public image. His secret life is something entirely different.
You know, suddenly Don Giovanni is using his very high and noble state in life, in society, as a way to seduce women. And makes him even more dangerous, but I think also makes him more contemporary. I mean, we have in our own city a perfect example within the last couple of years of a person in high authority who was using that position to get women.
And then there is a breakdown where he, in the middle of the first act, where he decides that he's no longer going to put up that facade. He doesn't care if anybody knows what his secret life is. He's going to pursue that to the nth degree.
And then when the frames start to come up empty, they not only speak symbolically about the breaking away from the structures of church and civil society, but also of Don Giovanni's own emptiness inside.
I feel the piece is just as much about the people around Don Giovanni as it is about Don Giovanni. We tend to emphasize in this production more the other people's, not their culpability, but their sort of struggle with what Don Giovanni triggers in them, which are feelings that they themselves do not understand.
Giovanni is a fascinating character musically because he has to speak different languages in order to seduce different people. Giovanni is like a chameleon musically. He goes, you know, from one character to the other and speaks their language, and it's so seductive, they're just ready to go.
He's an exciting character because he does whatever he wants to do, whenever he wants to do it. And that's very intoxicating and addictive and exciting. And I think these characters are exposed to that. It brings up all these feelings that they then don't know what to do with. So I think at the very end, they're all kind of lost without him. They were destroyed by him, but when he's not there anymore, they really have no means to get back to normal.
So I think one of the things that's really cool about doing Don Giovanni again is bringing back this music and letting us see it and hear it in a new production that says these things about Don Giovanni, that really shows us what kind of guy he is.